Is the Zcash rally over? Guys, we're going to be covering critical levels for Zcash as Zcash has been dropping below $500 right now, and people are starting to panic, right? People are starting to wonder, is Zcash ever going to pump back up to over 600 to that $1,000 magical number that everybody keeps talking about? We're going to be covering this and a lot more in this video, guys. I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day, so make sure you guys are smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe, and let's jump right into it. Zcash, like I said, has had major resistance at $647, hitting that 1.65 fib and getting rejected. Now we're currently sitting around $455 on the daily, and you guys are seeing a little bit of a green candle. It might be getting excited. But before we can continue on with where Zcash is going, we got to take a quick look at our buddy over here, Bitcoin. That's right. Bitcoin has had a major rejection here once again around the 105, dropping us all the way back down to the London lows and going towards our previous day low of 102,400. At this point in time, Bitcoin making a lower high from the current high of November 11th of 106.9. Bitcoin can continue to drop down here to 101 to even as low as 100.2. Now, why does this matter? Well, we know that if Bitcoin drops, altcoin drops. If Bitcoin pumps, altcoin pumps. And if the Bitcoin dominance doesn't give any leadway here, we are going to continue having these altcoins pull back, making it more difficult for Zcash to push back up higher. So taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance, you guys can see that Bitcoin's dominance has been holding this trend line very steadily, holding this 59%, going even up as high as 60 to 61%. We need Bitcoin dominance to break these lows, start coming down towards 58.5 and lower to let the altcoins really breathe. And letting the altcoins breathe with the Bitcoin dominance dropping will allow Zcash to be able to recover faster. Now back to Zcash. If Zcash cannot continue to hold this area here around 455, our next target here will be around 403, which is the monthly open and the previous month high. Now, if that area is lost, guys, realistically, I've been warning you guys. I warned you guys in my previous video. You guys can go check it out, that the overall target to the downside is this 297. I would not be comfortable getting back into a big long on Zcash until we hit this 297. And here's why, right? We've lost the 1-to-1 fib. We're currently coming into the previous month high, monthly open around $400 flat. We lose that area. All we have below us is this previous week low of 371. And honestly, I don't think at this point, after this such a massive rejection up here, that this is going to hold us. We will most likely come down, tap this monthly average, maybe even flirt a little bit with this value area high of the previous month range, bounce off this quarterly VWAP, and then start making a recovery, right? Because like I said, Bitcoin dominance still remains high. Bitcoin's price is pulling back. All negatives for altcoins to have rallies, and Zcash has had major resistance. So I do expect Zcash to potentially come down to this 297. That is where I would be looking for a more interesting entry for Zcash to enter. And remember, it doesn't have to stop here. If 296 does not hold and we fall back into the October range below 268, we have a monthly NPOC down at 147. I know you guys don't want to hear that. You guys, no way we're going to 147. We can definitely come down to 147 before going to 1,000. That is definitely possible. Now, am I calling for that right now? Absolutely not. I'm looking for 296 right now. 296 is where we're looking at. We have some support here around 400 that might, avoid this for the meantime. But honestly, I believe we should just rip the Band-Aid, come down to 296, get this monthly average out of the way, retest this quarterly VWAP, and then start bouncing back up higher and rotating back above 647 to try to make a run past that $764 previous week high. That is what I'm expecting here. Bitcoin continuing to just poop all over this chart, just dumping it straight down, not letting the altcoins breathe. As you guys can see here, the altcoins overall on the daily are in the red. Very few are ever pumping right now, and they're, Zcash is just having a sell-off, guys. This was a massive sell-off in less than a month. It went from September 30th, it was at $60, and by November 7th, a little bit over a month later, it's over $700. If you didn't expect people to take profits and this thing to dump back down for a bit, you guys are being delusional here. We need to see real life technical analysis, real life responsibility on this chart, and just see a reasonable pullback, find some support before continuing to push up higher, guys. That's all I got for you guys. I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading these blockchains every single day. Smash those likes, hit that subscribe, and until next time, see ya.